So Jake, give me the story on this thing. It's a 6.7 Cummins?
5.9. It's 05, 5.9.
Whoa, 95. Look how nice this truck is.
95,000 miles. Those are a real rare bird of a Cummins to find with that low miles.
Get the valve cover off. We're doing a valve adjustment on it?
Yeah, went through and checked valve lash on it. Everything checked out okay. None of the valve lash. A couple of the exhaust ones were a couple thou tight, but nothing too scary. Every one of them at least had. Your spec is 15 thou intake, 30 thou exhaust, and some of them were down around 27, 28 on the exhaust.
15. So the guy's thoughts on social media brought it in because he wants all maintenance brought up to spec and everything?
Yep.
Like 100,000 miles?
Yeah.
We're doing trannies, fluid, power steering, brake fluid, coolant, some hoses, some things like that?
We're doing upper and lower radiator hose, flushing the coolant system, flushing the brake system as well, and then just doing a general once over on the truck. Make sure there's nothing else wrong with it.
Have you had it up in the air yet?
I haven't yet. Okay. I was going to get it up in the air after I finish valve lash.
Pretty clean truck, but you think we ought to maybe put a Banks Ram air on this thing for him?
It definitely wouldn't hurt.
Yeah,
for sure on this truck.
Look how tiny that thing is.
Yeah, tiny. I mean, he's got EGT and boost gauge on his console, so he has been watching temps and pressures. So
good for him.
Yeah,
dude.
it seems to be had zero blow by through the valve cover when I pulled it in. Really clean truck, really solid motor.
You're solid, dude. You're hitting all the good points on what we should be looking at on these trucks. So let me know, get it up in the air, and let's kind of do a once over underneath together and take care of the guy.
Okay.
Right on, dude. Thank you, man.
Yep.
Meanwhile,
people ask me all the time, Dave, how do you stay in shape? At 64 years old, how do I keep this machine going? Machine meaning this guy. Get up early, eat right. I got so many fast food joints along this frontage road here in Centerville. And to avoid that, what I do is I keep Factor meals in my fridge. I can pop one in, takes 2 minutes. They're delivered fresh, not frozen. I've tried the frozen stuff. Can't stand it. You know, if you look at my drawers, look, here's a perfect example. Everything has its place. Metrics on this side, standard on this side. If you look at any of my drawers in my toolbox, I got organization. And I'm telling you, it's routine and good product, and Factor does that for me. This saves my life all the time, and that's how I stay thin and healthy. Go to factor75.com or click the link below and use code 50AutoCenter to get 50% off. Plus, you get free shipping on your first box. Seriously, try it out. I've been using it for years. You'll love it.
Sweet. All right, so we just checked our pressure test, been sitting for 20 minutes, still holding 17 PSI, so that's good. Based on the vehicle's mileage, we're going to advise a front and rear diff service, T-case transmission service, but everything else checks out on the truck, so hopefully we can get it all taken care of today and he can be on the road and be a happy customer. I think this is the first 05 I've seen with stock exhaust still. It's got an aftermarket tailpipe, that's about it. Everything else is...
It'd be my truck.
These trucks are most of the time pretty straightforward.
Did you hit your head?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Ah, shit, dude.
You'd think if they were bright yellow, I'd miss them.
I do that all the time still. Oh, look, he's got the Banks.
Yeah, it's got a nice Banks diff cover on it.
Diff cover on it.
This thing is clean. This thing's really nice.
Actually, it is pretty nice. A little rusty under here, but it's
Yeah, a little rusty. Stock exhaust starting to get a little crusty everywhere, but. Really cool. I wonder how his the knuckle U-joints are doing out here.
Oh, mother! Dang it! Gosh. Everybody under this. Jeez. Didn't you hit your head too?
I just hit my head.
Gosh. We're all a bunch of freaking idiots.
It's freaking Monday for sure.
Jake, man, this truck looks pretty dang good. U-joints look good. It's got a little bit of sweat in here on the dip, but I mean, have we dropped and swapped any of these fluids yet?
No, we haven't done the diffs. I don't know that he's in for those.
Recommend them.
Yeah, recommend based on mileage too would be good.
And then let's service this whole powertrain. You know, the front and rear diff, the 6-speed gearbox, the transfer case, and guy's got himself a sweet truck here, man. Maintain your stuff, people. That's the biggest thing I preach. And if your engine builder's telling you to maintain your stuff, you probably ought to listen to him, because that's the guy that makes money from stuff blowing up. And I got plenty of work. I don't need stuff blowing up. These pads back here on these, are these hitting? Man, these are hardly hitting any of these rotors. You wonder if these are the wrong set of pads. They look the same on that side?
Oh, yeah, either.
Oh, geez.
I'm wondering if his slide pins are seized.
Something, dude.
Crack them loose and check them.
Yeah.
The rear rotors do look a
You
little
might,
scary.
yeah, they look like he's not even hitting 50% of his brake surface on there.
Either that or he just doesn't dry up. But that's a lot of rust.
That's a lot of rust, dude. And yeah, the outside pad, that's probably what it is. Look here, the outside pad's hitting the whole rotor. See, look in here. See how you're hitting the whole face of the rotor on this, on this side, and then on the inside, he's barely touching that. And while you got the wheels off, you can check those e-brake shoes. Whoa, look at that. He's got a nice Banks cover.
These front rotors need to be replaced too.
They're looking pretty rough.
Yeah, they got a lot of heat in them. Look like they've been hot quite a few times. Heat, and the backside's got some pitting from rust.
Yeah, you might want it to. I mean, he's got plenty of pad in there, but maybe you just don't drive it that much. And the suspension, ball joints all look good?
Yeah, I'm gonna check. I gotta double check ball joints, but I was getting it in the air to check everything else.
This is the driest old Cummins I've ever seen under here, man.
There's no oil anywhere. It's really
and this antifreeze here that we got dripping, is this from where you flushed it or something?
Yeah, that was from me.
He's barely got a little bit of seeping coming out of that front crank seal, but I wouldn't worry about it. And did you do a dry pavement check on for tire? Did you move the wheel back and forth?
Yes, nothing moved.
On dry pavement, somebody else looked at it while you were moving it back and forth?
Well, I wiggled it with my pry bar to get it, but I'm gonna double check it when it goes back.
He's got a sway bar link that's tore open here.
Okay, got a cracked boot.
Yeah. I mean, you put some sway bar links on it, but
this side's bad
man,
too.
if you ever got to adjust this tire, you ain't adjusting nothing. Let's drop it down real quick and do a quick dry pavement check on it.
Yeah.
Why has he got this cardboard up front?
That was for me to put so my feet didn't dent his condenser, where I was leaning over the front of the truck so much.
God bless you, Jake. You're just, you know, one of these days you're going to screw up and do something wrong, and I'm going to be right on top of you about it. But
it's the only Dodge I've seen with all straight fins on the front, so I didn't want to be the cause of bent ones.
That is very good of you, man. I need a piece of, I need a creeper.
I have one leaning up against my toolbox right here.
Oh, yeah, baby. Let her rip. Solid as a rock, dude. This thing ain't moving at all. Okay. Let's sell him a couple sway bar links and be done with it, dude. Make sure you do both sides. This truck gets my gold seal of approval, man. Good job. The guy that has owned this has maintained it. If I was doing a used car inspection on this thing, I would give it boom, thumbs up.